Hey there, Pisces. This is Chronic Joy Tarot, and this is going to be your February 2018 general reading for Sun, Moon, or Rising sign of Pisces. It's for this time frame, but also it's for whenever you happen upon the video. That's when the message is meant to come into your experience. My readings are a little different than most other tarot readers just because I'm not focusing on events or other people or things that are coming or going into your external world. It's more about your own spiritual development. And so we start with you and expand from there. So at this time, Pisces, the message that we're getting for you to focus on at this time is to let it go. The first thing that came to mind when I saw this card was there's something from your past that's holding you in place. Now, this could also mean, just, if there's something, if it is something in your present and an obstacle that you feel is in front of you, to stop struggling and pushing and resisting and to just allow the universe's flow to, make things happen for you. It doesn't mean stop taking action. It means energetically and within your spirit, let go of the anger, unforgiveness, struggles, any of those undesirable emotions that you may be feeling, to, try to ease some of that holds you in place. Because that anger and unforgiveness, it really doesn't allow you to bring the universe in and what the universe has to offer you for your growth. And then it kind of keeps you in a holding pattern. So we're going to learn how to unlock this, sort of stuck energy, okay? And I say unlock because the spread that I'm using this time is called the key, okay? This is, we're going to apply this reading as a general reading for the insight into your interior self, into your inner being, and how to move forward and let it go. And if you know the Ascended Masters deck by Doreen Virtue, that's the deck I'm using for the Oracle. And Kuan Yin, who represents this card, Let It Go, was a Buddhist goddess of compassion. And her name means she who hears all prayers. So in order to be able to shed some weight, shed some unwanted, and be able to ascend and move forward and continue to grow spiritually, you want to sort of hand your worries over to Kuan Yin. Okay, the key, this bottom card here is obviously the key to unlocking this, the key to, being able to let this item go, this thing, whatever this is. I have a feeling it's, like I said, it's either something from your past that's holding you in place or something in your immediate, like you're immediately facing. Okay, so for whoever this is resonating, this is great. Okay, the first card here is conditioning. Yeah, so the way you come and show up into the world may be different from how others view you, and you're to first of all let that go. Maybe that's exactly what we're trying to let go here, is worrying about how others see you. That if that resonates for some of you, then that's, we're spot on there. This is the story of the lion who grew up around a bunch of sheep and believed that he was a sheep and believed he was white and fluffy just like everyone around him, until one day he bent to take a sip from the pond and saw a lion looking back at him, and it kind of startled him and made him change the way he saw himself, because he thought everyone saw him as a sheep, but then his true self emerged from that experience. And this is what is happening for you too, Pisces, to let go of how others see you, let go of any concerns about moving forward and expanding and ascending along your own spiritual path, and really concerning yourself much less with others' opinion of that, and really just focusing on the benefits that it has to your soul. Okay, so maybe let go of that feeling of right and wrong, that there's only one way or another to get things done, to travel your path of spirituality. You're on yours and it's working for you. Okay, the next two cards here are the yin and the yang. This is the passive feminine side aspect of this topic, and this is the masculine action oriented side, and internal, external as well. Okay, we have internally the card of existence and externally completion. So what I'm getting from this, as far as this thing that you're being guided to sort of let fall away and shed from your experience, is that internally you want to focus on the fact that your the sheer existence of you in this universe has great meaning. And just to secure yourself in that and ground yourself in that, and know wherever you happen to be is your home, and home is where your heart is, basically, and to make sure that you're continuing to stay connected to your heart's energy. And then externally, and as far as action goes, you have come through, or you're getting ready to come through a completion of a phase in your life. And hopefully, if you're practicing letting go of certain energies, then that's that sense of completion will come real quickly once those past energies and those weighted energies are shed. This card here in the center is called the meditation card. So this is sort of, I like to look at this card as sort of the thing to fall back on. You can always rest back on this energy here if you're making progress, and then you feel you've hit an obstacle. You can fall back on this meditation. This would be something to always keep in mind. And yeah, moment to moment. So for sure, when you come up against some obstacles, when you're trying to do some of this shedding and lightening of being, basically by letting old stuff, old patterns go, you can always rest into the current moment. This figure is crossing the river with joy on his face and not looking down, not looking anywhere really. His eyes are closed. And if you see, his feet are, stepping along the rocks. He has no idea where the next rock is, because he's just right on this rock right now. And he just has trust that that next rock will appear as needed and exactly when it's needed. So this is a perfect energy for this space on this reading, because as you're feeling like, sometimes there's stuff that we have that's buried so deeply or wound up and entangled in our being so much that letting it go is not just an easy thing. It's not like, oh, let it roll off your shoulders, leave it behind. It's part of who we've become. And even if it's weighing us down and it's no longer serving us, it's not always easy to just shed it. And this is where you want to step back into each moment and know, that you're supported. You're always supported by your guides and by the universe. And spirit will always give you outer signs, but sometimes we're so wrapped up in what we're experiencing that we don't see them. So dropping into the moment is a lovely way to be able to sort of take, a breath and assess how far you've come and set your intentions for your steps forward. The next three cards here in this key spread are for body, mind, and being, your entire being. So body-wise, as far as letting go, okay, sorry, letting go. So this original oracle that guided us to find that thing that we need to sort of shed from our experience, if we are not careful, it could have an effect on your physical health, right? So we know how powerful our minds are, and if our thoughts are always, continuously wrapped up in this thing that isn't helping our growth and that it's kind of weighing us down, it may manifest in some physical ailments. If you could have, maybe if the thing you want to let go of is financial worry, or your sense of security, then you might experience some issues with your lower back and your first chakra, that kind of a thing. And then it's not immediate, right? This is something, it manifests physically after a long time of those energies being held in place. So just cautious to it, cautious to your body's response to hanging on to some of this stuff. And if you want to do more meditation, some yoga, some just flat out running, swimming, anything to, get the energy moving in your body so that you can shed some of these energies, that would serve you very well right now. In your mind space here, I pulled the aloneness card. Okay, so this is, aloneness is not loneliness. Loneliness is the absence of another, and aloneness is the presence of yourself. And this is an empowering card. This is showing that, your thoughts, the way you direct your thoughts, and in relation to this issue that you're trying to let go of, the way you direct your thoughts will, you have a lot of power over this. And you feel like you don't. You feel like maybe I've been stuck with this so long, or this problem right in front of me is just too massive and too monumental for me to get through, right? So, you see the boulder. Do you want to, break through it with a chisel, or do you want to just step back and find another route, right? This is where you have the power to make the decision how to let this go. Okay? And then your entire being, this position here, is maybe bound up in the thought of right and wrong, good and bad, a little bit of morality. Maybe you feel like letting go of this concept or this idea or this thing from your past, or the fight that you're in now that you want to pursue. Maybe you feel that's the right thing to do, is to either hang on to it or trudge ahead and push through. And that might be something that might block your progress if if you get too caught up in the mental, weighing things out, pros and cons, but he said this, but she said that, those kind of things. Not as important as your spiritual, wholeness. And so that's when you rest back into this meditative space of the moment to moment. That's when you rest back, when you feel coming up against too much mental chatter about this subject of whatever it is you're working on letting go. Rest back into the moment and know that, any action you take is going to be for you, and it's going to be for your best interest. Even if it feels challenging, it's for your growth. And if it feels like a loss, it's still for your growth, because, as say, just like with a fire, and a fire burns a hillside, and then it also clears the way for new growth in the future. So just know that, your mind might be getting involved a little bit with, this isn't the right thing to do, not the right time, and just rest back into what is right here in this moment. And, it's a nice sort of touchstone to, prepare for the next steps. And then the insight to this whole reading, or the outcome of it, is this card, the Rebel. So, Pisces, be yourself unapologetically. If this thing here that started the reading, that you're wanting to let go of, that you're wanting to, whether it could be a person, it could be a relationship, a job, a grudge, or if it's something, like I said, that's in your path now that you're pushing against, letting go of it and and shedding it from your life, or, you know, not engaging in the fight and the push, doesn't mean you're less, you know, remember this card, that you're less of yourself than the way you see yourself. It doesn't mean that. It means you are actually taking, you know, control and being more attuned to your own needs. And you can never go wrong with that, right? This Aloneness Powerful card here tells you that you've got all the answers within you as far as how to get past this subject, or how to drop this past hurt or past excess weight, spiritual weight. Okay? Remember to always get back into that moment-to-moment space, into that, you know, space of breath that takes you to this moment right now, and you should be fine. Okay? All right. I hope you enjoyed this, you guys. I'm so happy to still be here this year. It's going to be a great year. I'm looking forward to it. I do want to, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do a second reading this month like I had been, and I didn't in January either, because of my day gig it's a very busy time for me right now, and it should, you know, lighten up in a month or so. So for now, I'm going to do one reading a month until further notice. But what I did want to do was pull from one card for you from the Mastery of Love deck of Toltec Wisdom by Don Miguel Ruiz for Valentine's Day. This is the month of love, and just because I love you, really, it doesn't have to be a Valentine's Day card. But I pulled this card for you, Pisces. Love is compassionate and respectful. This is to help get in touch with the love within you and to develop your own love. And it says, love is compassionate and respectful, but doesn't feel sorry for anyone. If someone falls, compassion helps you to say, stand up, you can do it. Compassion comes from respect and is the result of knowing that others are strong enough and intelligent enough to make their own choices. And so some self-compassion might be in order for you, Pisces. And with this reading and the way it went, definitely some self-compassion. Respect yourself. You know, don't hang on to things that weigh you down and keep you very, very stuck. Love yourself enough to move forward. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much, Pisces, and we will talk to you very soon. Love you guys.